The mirror of the West, why systems fail when values rot. 1. The false choice. The West loves a good argument: capitalism versus communism, private versus state, red team versus blue team. It's the same tired cage match dressed up in new jargon. But here's the trick: binaries are a magician's distraction. If you're forced to choose between two bad options, you're not choosing, you're being managed. So what does that actually mean? It means no one who insists on a false choice really wants change. Footnote. This section argues that binary economic debates prevent meaningful reform by trapping public thought in false opposites. 2. The system didn't make you, you made it. The truth is uncomfortable. The system isn't broken, it's obedient. It behaves exactly as its creators do. A culture that prizes greed will build greedy institutions. A people who worship growth for growth's sake will create economies that consume everything, including themselves. The market isn't soulless by accident, it's a mirror of its makers. Footnote. This section identifies cultural and moral priorities, not economic mechanics, as the root cause of systemic failure. 3. The poverty of imagination. Western economics behaves like a cafeteria with two items: capitalism and communism. No substitutions, no spice. Meanwhile, the rest of human history sits outside the cafeteria window, waving entire libraries of alternative models. This isn't ignorance, it's arrogance. The assumption that no one else could possibly have invented a better recipe for fairness. Footnote. This section criticizes Western economic dogma for suppressing awareness of proven alternative models. 4. The Wakaf, capitalism with a conscience. Here's an idea that would blow a few fuses on Wall Street: the Wakaf. Imagine taking a productive business, freezing its ownership forever, and dedicating its profits to public good. The bakery still bakes. The workers still work. The profit, however, flows into schools, hospitals, libraries, indefinitely. It's private enterprise without private hoarding. Capitalism, but after a moral bath. Footnote. This section introduces the Islamic Waqf as a historical model that balances private enterprise with perpetual social benefit. 5. The numbers game. Consider the Sant 500, 40 trillion in market value, 16 trillion in revenue, 2 trillion in net profit. Every dollar of that profit is siphoned upward and sealed away. What if just 5% of those companies, 25 firms, became community endowments? The profits alone could fund education, healthcare, and infrastructure indefinitely. No new taxes, no new bureaucracy. Just a rewire of purpose. Footnote. This section demonstrates the mathematical feasibility of converting a small corporate segment into perpetual social funds. 6. A capitalism worth saving. The Waqf doesn't abolish private property. It refines it. Corporations would keep operating, they'd just stop treating humanity as collateral. The profit would circulate through society rather than vanish into financial black holes. It's not redistribution through force, it's predistribution through design. Footnote. This section frames the Waqf as a structural evolution of capitalism that preserves innovation while preventing hoarding. 7. The real obstacle isn't policy. If this all sounds impossible, that's not because of economics, it's because of culture. In the West, accumulation is holy, and greed is canonized as ambition. A system that could easily feed everyone instead trains people to hoard. The result is a population that confuses excess with success. Footnote. This section argues that moral values, not technical barriers, prevent implementation of more equitable systems. 8. The local revolution. If the giants won't change, start smaller. One city. One business. A factory owner nearing retirement could turn their company into a permanent endowment for the community. The business keeps running. The workers stay employed. But the $5 million annual profit becomes a local lifeline, for schools, rent relief, or healthcare. The government wouldn't need to raise taxes if the rich stopped pocketing the difference. Footnote. This section proposes localized Waqf-style conversions as a practical starting point for economic reform. 9. Wealth is not sacred. Western economies treat extreme wealth as untouchable, even divine. But money is not manna from heaven. It's a social contract, and contracts can be rewritten. The idea that helping others devalues achievement is not morality, it's pathology. So what does that actually mean? It means the sickness isn't in the system, it's in the soul that built it. Footnote. This section reframes the defense of hoarding as a moral failure rather than an economic necessity. 10. The mirror and the monster. A society's system is its reflection. If the mirror shows a monster, the answer isn't to smash the mirror, it's to become human again. The revolution won't start with riots or slogans but with imagination, empathy, and will. The Waqf is proof that capitalism doesn't have to devour its children. It can feed them instead. Footnote. This section concludes that moral renewal, not ideological warfare, is the true engine of lasting reform.